This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to you by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup at Delco Meets, the number 4 business. Register and attend one of our incredible networking meetings. We meet the 1st through the 4th Tuesday at the Upper Crest Restaurant in Newtown Square. We meet the 1st through the 4th Thursday at the Brick House in Ridley Park. We look forward to seeing you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by John Dyer of Artisan Painting. John, welcome to the podcast.
Rich, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, John, what is Artisan Painting?
Artisan Painting is a residential painting company. We do pretty much everything inside and out, from top to bottom. We also do some kitchen cabinet painting, and we are just a down-home, homegrown business that started right here in Delco, a couple of buddies with an idea, searching for a better work-life balance.
So expand on that idea. I mean, how did you just go from a conversation to starting a whole painting consortium? How does that work?
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the trades. I worked with my grandfather and my dad, starting in high school in the summers. And then after high school, I actually went to school for hotel restaurant management. That's where I met my future business partner, Mike. After my second kid, 7 years into the restaurant business, I decided that work-life balance wasn't healthy for me. So I decided to fall back on my roots. Went for like 10 years basically of working for myself, working for another painting company, a house flipper, just to learn as much as I could. In a separate universe, my business partner, future business partner, was still in the restaurant industry, and he had grown significantly in that field. Was a big-time regional manager with Iron Hill and Firebirds Grill. And he was searching for a better work-life balance and saw a little bit of a need on the outside with what I was doing. And he thought maybe I could jump in, learn the business, run the business end of things. You could run the operation side of things, and we can set ourselves up with a better work-life balance.
What can people expect when they work with Artisan Painting?
Really, we just we take it very seriously. We do what we say. We're very clean, neat, and professional, and that goes to not only our work, but with the people that we bring on board. We don't have any subs. They're all employees, people that have started with us and trained to do it the artisan way. So people can expect just an excellent product done with excellent people with good personalities, people that you can trust to have in your home, that will bring up your newspaper, you bring your trash cans around, let your dog out back if need be. We're not a one and done company. We want to be your forever painter.
You talk about certain aspects of what people expect or can expect, but you said the artisan way. Is there something that distinguishes a paint job from somebody else, and what is the artisan way?
Yeah, thanks. I think that the artisan way from us, you heard me say earlier, just clean, neat, and professional. And that starts with like the first phone call. I mean, I mentioned earlier that the restaurant industry background for us, that we just provide a service, an experience rather, that's just better personality, quality, and service that is just really hard to find in the trade. So when we approach everything from a hospitality standpoint, we can really make everybody just feel more comfortable. Everything flows. There's no stress. It's easy to communicate. So just hospitality and service is just so important to us coming from that industry. And we've found that it really has translated beautifully into this field.
Talk about some of the trends right now in painting, some things you're seeing.
Yeah, right now the color trends are oddly white. Everybody's getting away from the yellows and the grays, and white seems to be the trend, and they're doing a lot of the color with furniture and art. A big thing that we do is cabinet painting. You have those old oak cabinets that have been in there since the 80s and the 90s, and people want to get a fresh color in there. So we have a system, a product, and people that can do it in a way where it's extremely durable. You can pick any color that you'd like, and we also offer a lifetime guarantee on those cabinet coatings. For exterior stuff, we see a lot of like the old school trends coming back as far as like the Victorian colors. We like, seeing the the reds and the blues and the greens that are on things now. So we're in Ridley Park, as you know. So lots of old, really cool Victorian homes that we've had a part of over the years. And, so lots of colors are coming back outside, a little more white inside.
Colors, so important, but so is preparation. And you may go into a house that somebody wants to remove wallpaper, or somewhere there they've taken some of the wall hangings off and have found larger holes or things like that. Talk through the wall prep or how you handle that, because you want a great canvas for a great paint job.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that. And going back to the artisan way, some of the unforeseen things that get done as far as prep, if it's been great since 2020. The one silver lining after COVID is that a lot more people are home, and they actually get to see that process. Where as before that, they would go to work and they come back and really wouldn't see a whole lot of change. There wasn't color on the wall because of all that prep that you talk about, but we take our prep seriously. Paint is a bonding product. If you don't have a proper canvas for your paint to bond to, it's definitely subject to fail. It could scratch off really easily. It won't last as long as it's supposed to last. It'll fade in the sun. So like I said earlier, that we're wanted to be your forever painter. So I don't want callbacks from saying, hey, why wasn't this done right? Or we had an issue with here. So if you do it right the first time, you handle everything the way you're supposed to do it, whether it's sanding, priming, filling holes, making sure it's smooth, having the conversations of where their expectations are of, do they even see what we see, or are we seeing what they see? But yeah, very transparent, and prep is the key. And going back to the cabinets, we're in people's kitchen where it's greasy and dirty, and there's just a lot of grit and grime, especially over the range and where the trash drawer is. So our system for that is just scrubbing and detailing little picks and getting in every nook and cranny that we can to make sure that our product sticks forever.
It sounds like you provide so much more convenience for your consumers, for your customers, because everything you just outlined, all right, now I got to go out and buy cleaning material, and I got to fix the holes, and I got to sand the holes, and I got to do all these things to, as you pointed out, get that canvas ready. And then you come in and paint, and I don't have to worry about the drop cloths and, masking and all those things. How long should somebody expect, if they did it on their own? How long would it take you to save them all that time?
Yeah, even from my own perspective, doing things in my own home, like trying to do it on my own, compared to when we do it as an operation as artisan, like even the biggest full interior of a home, we can handle that in a few to 5 days, maybe 10 days, 10 working days total. But, with the way that our operation runs, the way our systems go, we're just very effective and efficient when we move through things. So if a homeowner was looking to do, even just a bedroom, like they do it on their own time, they're even gathering materials, we're able to make sure we get the right materials for the right price for them. They're not paying the sticker price that they pay on the shelf there when they go through artisan. So we have a discount that we're able to pass on to them. They know they're getting the right products. As far as prep is concerned, there's a great resources out there with videos, and certainly everybody can DIY, especially if you have a good finish hand, you can figure that out. But you and I both know if you hire a professional to do it, it's going to go a lot quicker, a lot easier, and last a lot longer if you hire that professional. So I just think that with the time that you can save to spend on your home and your family, and what you have to do to not have to worry about these big projects, definitely hire a pro. That said, we also like to be a resource for our clients, that if they're just like, hey, John, I want to paint my kitchen cabinets, how would I go about doing that? We'll definitely be a resource. We'll go over there. We'll hang out with them for a little bit, show them the process. This is how we do it. This is how it works. Do you want to rent a sprayer from us? We'd be willing to do that. So I don't want to make it sound like we're the only way that it can happen, because if there's a way that I can help you where you maybe don't need us, then that's valuable too.
You have quite an extensive shop behind you. Do you do carpentry work as well, wainscoting, crown molding, any other woodwork or finishing materials that you bring in to the expanded job of artisan painting?
Yeah, for sure. We're again going back to me saying that we have some amazing people that we've hired through the years. So we have the skill on staff to be able to do built-in crown molding, wainscoting, and the power of that is like being a one-stop shop. Is often we've seen over the trade where the carpenter isn't really thinking about the painter when they're doing their job. Their job's done. The painter will handle that. This way we're a little more cautious where we are the painter. So everything's got to get done from a finished perspective, and the painters usually have that finished perspective. So, but yeah, so you can see behind me, I mean, we handle anything that you can throw at us. If we don't handle something specifically, like larger construction projects and framing, we have an enormous family of referral partners that we've met over the years that are trusted, that we can point you in the right direction.
John, who inspires you? Who motivates you?
It's that's a great question. I'm gonna say it's my family. I think it's my kids. I got married pretty young. I was 24 when we had our first kid. My kids are now in and out of college, and they, really were the driving force, like when at being a young family and having to get them all to practice and pay all those bills and make sure I was available to things. Going back to work-life balance, the restaurant industry did not provide me with an atmosphere that I was going to be able to see my daughter's kindergarten, recital, or my son's middle school lacrosse game. Like, not something that I was willing to miss. And I maybe have made less money over the years because of that, but I don't see it that way. I think I'm a rich man because of them, and I don't miss anything. That I'll drive all the way to Michigan to watch one game because I just don't want to miss a thing. So they are my driving force for sure.
You're on your way to Michigan and you have a cheesesteak craving. Where are you stopping for cheesesteaks?
Oh man, that's not happening in Michigan. There's some great sandwich places in Ann Arbor, but anything on the way, it's pretty much Ohio. So you're not picking up any stuff in Ohio. Michigan is a great food city. Wouldn't even bother trying a cheesesteak in there. So
Well, if
I
you're
don't.
grabbing one leaving Delco, where are you stopping in Delco for that cheesesteak?
Delco's a good land right here for cheesesteak. So I'm a big fan of Anna's over on McDay Boulevard. They've been there for forever. They fill the roll. They put a fork in it because it's that big. Mike and Emma's right down the street from Anna's is also old school. I've been going there since I was a high school kid. And then my new favorite spot is in Media. It's Pompey's State Street Sandwiches. He does a cheesesteak that is off the charts. Definitely top 10.
You've satisfied that cheesesteak craving and you have a pizza craving. Where are you going for pizza with your family?
Pizza. Well, it's funny because, like, again, like growing up in Ridley Park, like, Double Decker was always our spot. I think that's not the same ownership. Not to talk about them, I haven't experienced Double Decker in the last a handful of years. We have Pika's, over in Drexel Hill. We lived in Drexel Hill for 14 years. That was just an excellent spot. And I'm also a fan of Drexel Hill Pizza. They are Greek style. They do an upside down with the sauce on the top and cheese underneath. Big fan.
Wawa or Royal Farms for your convenience store needs?
I'm a Wawa guy, but I will say that driving around a lot and seeing these sheets, I think that my son made a great quote about sheets that I've never been able to shake, and it's that Sheets makes Wawa look like 7-Eleven.
That's an interesting perspective.
Fighting words in Delco for sure, but I'm a Wawa guy for sure.
You totally just disregarded the whole Royal Farms thing, and you went to your son's perspective on Sheets.
Yeah.
So
Royal Farms is that's not even on my radar.
You can share with your son. I think Sheets provides a great bathroom. Other than that, I'm out the door. I'm not doing any shopping there. I'm done.
I'll give him that feedback.
John, how do you describe Delco to someone who hasn't heard of Delco before, who has not been here before?
That's funny. That's interesting. I would describe Delco as a take it or leave it town. That it's definitely blue collar, gritty. They tell you how it is. If they don't like you, if we don't like you, you know it. There's no guessing. But they also there's a sense of community and a bond that you have from Delco. And now that Delco's like famous, I mean, you can like I don't have to say, oh, I'm from Philly. I can actually say Delco, and people actually know that that's Philly adjacent, and they can figure that out. I think the camaraderie and the community that you have, like with Delco, I mean, you could be anywhere in the world, and if you see a Delco T-shirt, like you're gonna get a high five from that. Even from like a business perspective, like other businesses, like the other tradespeople that we've been involved with over, there's just like a Delco, pride that we want to like kind of elevate the area, because tradespeople don't really have that the best perception. So we want to change that. We want to show them that we are top professional people in a professional world. And I think the Delco tradespeople are doing that. And my most fun thing about Delco is going back to, they'll tell you how it is. I mean, if you're a jerk, man, they're gonna let you know. And if you're a great person, they're gonna let you know. And they'll get behind you. You see these community things all the time where it's whether it's somebody needs help for a dog, or their kids got like a GoFundMe because there's maybe a health issue, and the way that Delco will rally behind people like that is unmatched, I think.
You have friends or family coming in from out of town and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you sending them, or where are you taking them?
Well, being a Ridley guy, I gotta bring them down to Ridley Park. My old all the old spots that we used to go to, aren't really around anymore. But I love like bringing them down to Ridley Park. Go check out the Millmont. See my buddies over there at the Millmont. We'll go over to a Relish, great hot dog stand over by on McDade Boulevard. Tom and Jerry's is another institution if you're gonna kind of like, where did I hang out when I was a kid kind of thing. But basically making sure that they had the cheesesteaks that I mentioned, that they check out Nifty 50s, because that's always worth like having some spicy fries and some nuggets. But it's all food related, I think, for me. Make sure that they go by Ridley High School, see the football field, things like that, and then work my way over to the try to get a little closer to the city, to show off a little bit of that too. So
You're taking them down memory lane, aren't you?
yeah, oh yeah.
John, is there anything we haven't spoken about on the podcast? Anything you want listeners to know more about you or Artisan Painting?
I think that one thing is that I said earlier that I love to be a resource, even if Artisan Painting or John Dyer can't help you in any way. I met you, Rich, through networking. I do quite a bit of that, and I find that as my superpower. I have always prided myself on, quote unquote, knowing a guy. Now I have a wealth of just people that I trust and like, and I think that's so powerful. In that, you being involved in networking, and that like some of them can be like, you should only refer these people, and the real power of networking is getting out there, getting to know people, getting to like people, and then be like, wow, I really like this person. So when like I have somebody in my life that's just like, hey, we might be putting our house for sale, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know not only Rich, but I know a wealth of people that, and I feel this way. You should call Rich and call the others and have a conversation, see if they're a good match for you, And I think that having a valuable referral partner come from somebody that's not like, hey, I know a guy, call him. It's like, I have a connection, I have a personal connection of someone who I like, and if you like us, I know you'll like him or them. And I feel like that's been not only great for our business and but just a way for us to give back, right? Like obviously we know people in the trades, but I know personal injury lawyers, I know financial advisors, I know. So I always say, like, if you're looking for anything at all, start with us first, because I could probably hook you up with somebody that you like.
The beauty of the podcast is we are heard in Delco, but we are heard worldwide. And I know that you're out there to help anybody with painting needs, and you'll go down the shore, you'll go to the other surrounding counties, and you'll help people. People want to work with those contractors that they know, like, and trust, that they know even after the job's done, as you said, you're going to be there for them. And if it becomes an issue, you're going to be there to fix it. If it becomes an opportunity where they can show off your painting that you've done for them, they can brag on you and they can refer you to their friends and family. So that's just a wonderful thing that you bring as a fixture to our Delco community and the surrounding area. John, thank you so much for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. Thanks for taking the time to be on the podcast today. I have one question, John.
Yes, sir.
Who's your painter?
Artisan Painting every time. So who's your painter? We paint houses, big and small. So think of us.
Thanks so much, John. Have a great day.
Rich, thank you.
Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.